Hi everyone, this is the Ask Annie podcast, Horse Girl reviews on products you use. Happy New Year everyone, and welcome to our first episode of 2020. I'm so excited for what this year has in store for the Ask Annie podcast and can't wait to bring you more new and reliable product reviews, as well as key insights from the makers themselves. This episode features a product that I've heard a little bit about and always thought was really interesting, but have never taken the leap and tried it for myself. I'd like to thank Partrade and MetaLab for providing me with the Evolution Leather Full Cheek Pinchless Snaffle Bit 17mm used in this week's episode. As you probably already know, I've had Maddie for over a decade and surprisingly have ridden her in the same bit, a full cheek Dr. Bristol 3-piece snaffle, for almost our entire career together. I guess I've lived by the "if it's not broke, don't fix it" mantra. Maddie has always had a really soft mouth and would evade behind the vertical under a heavy hand, so this jointed snaffle allowed for control and didn't let her brace. When I first heard about the leather bit collection from Partrade and MetaLab, I was really excited. I've heard a lot about leather bits and the benefits they carry, but I haven't yet tried one for myself. I decided to order the bit that was most like Maddie's usual bit, and went with the full cheek curved pinchless snaffle. While this bit is 2 pieces versus Maddie's usual 3-piece design, I was really intrigued by the patented pinchless joint system featured in the middle of this bit. Unlike regular jointed snaffles that break horizontally in a very angular fashion, this bit joint allows the 2 pieces of the snaffle to move in more of a half rotational range of motion, and lets the 2 pieces move uninhibited by the other side. I loved that when I held this bit in my hands, I could easily twist the ends in opposite directions and find seamless rotation. I swapped in the leather full cheek curved pinchless snaffle and began to put Maddie's bridle on. I wasn't sure how she was going to react. I don't think I've ever asked her to put leather in her mouth, but she willingly took the bit, as she always does, and proceeded to stand contently, gently feeling the new texture in her mouth. Another aspect of the design of this bit that I found really intriguing was that the bit still consists of a stainless steel metal core, with a leather wrap sewn neatly around the mouthpiece. I appreciated this because since Maddie has been ridden in a metal snaffle her whole life, she was able to find reassurance in the structure of this new bit, even if it did have a little something new added to it. I finished putting Maddie's bridle on and headed into the arena. I decided to first lunge Maddie in this new bit, just in case she had any strong opinions about it. She proceeded to happily trot in a circle around me, licking her lips and salivating every now and then, but didn't object to the new bit whatsoever. I was thrilled. After a few more transitions, I decided that she was ready to ride. I eagerly got on, excited to take the feel of this new bit. Maddie has always been a very humbling horse to ride, and like all good instructors, makes you collect her from the hind first and then move forward. In my eagerness to try this new bit, I had to remind myself to be fair and move her from her hind end before taking the feel of her mouth. As we progressed through our warm-up, I was elated to see Maddie's reaction to the Evolution Leather Full Cheek Pinchless Snaffle bit. She was so soft and willing and didn't brace against the new texture, but instead communicated well through it. We had a really pleasant ride, and Maddie's demeanor remained upbeat throughout our session. One of the things I was most curious to see with this bit was what it looked like when I took it out of her mouth. I really wasn't sure what to expect. According to the tags found on the bit, the leather on this bit is eco-friendly leather and is created using a traditional tanning process to create a natural-looking finish. It's also recyclable. I assumed that with all of these natural components that the leather full cheek pinchless snaffle bit would hold up just fine, but I really didn't know. Upon taking the bit out of her mouth, I was relieved to find that it looked exactly as it had prior to our ride, with the addition of some slobber and remnants of Maddie's lunch. These were easily removed with a quick rub of a rag. Overall, I thought the Evolution Leather Full Cheek Pinchless Snaffle by Partrade and MetaLab was a success with Maddie. I loved how easy it was to implement and how similarly it acted to a traditional snaffle, and then how it went even farther to help our communication stronger. I also really appreciated how easy it was to clean after a ride. For more information on the Evolution Leather Bit Collection by Partrade and MetaLab, please visit partrade.com. That's PARTRADE.com for more information. Thanks for tuning in. Learn more about the Ask Annie podcast by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Ask Annie Podcast. Have a suggestion for a product you'd like me to use in an upcoming episode? Email me at askanniepodcast@gmail.com or leave a comment on any of our social media pages. Find even more Ask Annie episodes anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and many more. The Ask Annie podcast is a production of Equine Podcast Network, an entity of Active Interest Media and the Equine Network.